He really loves bull riding and he wants to be a world famous bull rider. He took him to school that day. It was 11:20 when my phone rang and they said Colby fell down and the squad is on their way. And she said, honey, he's not breathing. His teacher, Mrs. Humphreys, ran and grabbed the AED.
Attach defib pad.
They're doing CPR, chest compressions.
You miss me?
And I said, baby, do you know who I am? Because that was my biggest fear. And he nodded and he said he did.
The fact that his teachers went and got the AED, it's not only about saving someone's life, it's about making sure that they return to the same person they were before they had their sudden cardiac arrest.
Every time we celebrate a birthday, or every time, you know, his eyes light up when he gets to ride a mechanical bull, or he scores a soccer goal.
Please tell me what it feels like to score your first goal.
It feels awesome.
It goes back to the CPR and the knowing what to do with the AED. That's what gave us a chance to still have Colby for Colby.
The reality is you cannot protect your children from everything. Our job is to ensure that there are people in locations where our children are playing, are active, that know where the AEDs are, know how to use them, and that their AED is present. Because that's what's important.
I want to be a professional bull rider when I grow up because I got interested at a really young age. My dad rode bulls.
This is a tale of two young lives, one lost too young. 15-year-old Muhammad Shah, 10th grade, Smithtown High, home recouping now, but a month ago he's climbing some steps on the campus.
That day it happened, you don't remember anything about it?
No.
His mom, Shahina, sure does. The guidance counselor calls that day to say, Muhammad
I was going to his second period class and he collapsed. I was asking him, is he breathing? Is he breathing?
Smithtown school nurse Marilyn Clark.
There was no breathing, there was no heart rate. We called for the automated defibrillator.
Louis Acampora was 14 in March of 2000, Northport High's promising lacrosse goalie. For his parents, John and Karen and sister Alyssa, it's like yesterday.
That morning was the first game of Louis's high school career. He had been playing lacrosse since he was in second grade.
And Dad decided to borrow from what Wayne Gretzky's father is said to have told his son.
They said, Lou, just anticipate. Who anticipated this? Early in the second quarter.
Louis blocked a routine shot with his chest, took a few steps upfield.
And just collapsed.
He had sudden cardiac arrest. He did.
When it happens, time is everything.
And after 10 minutes.
CPR was begun for Louis, and so was the wait for emergency crews to drive there with one other essential, a defibrillator, the kind they had on the Smithtown campus when Muhammad went into arrest.
When we shocked him, he gasped, and I saw his heart start to beat through his chest wall.
And it's fair to say Muhammad's heart beats today because Louis's parents turned their pain into a passion.
For the Louis J. Acampora Memorial Foundation, we put these kits together. Everything you need to know about putting a defibrillator in your school, your business, your community is in this kit.
And why you should.
And why you should.
Connect electrodes.
At nearby Smithtown, they knew why, thanks to the Acampora's efforts. Muhammad's brush with death caused by a congenital heart defect had come only 2 months after Smithtown put its AEDs, automated external defibrillators, into service.
Until September 26, Kylie Shea seemed to be a perfectly healthy 7th grader. But as she walked the halls of Moss Middle School in a Dallas suburb, she suddenly felt short of breath.
I sat down and I fell over, and then I don't remember anything from that.
Kylie collapsed to the ground and passed out, as seen on this surveillance footage. Her frightened classmates alerted gym teacher Kristen Goodgen, who rushed to find Kylie wasn't breathing and was turning blue. The 12-year-old's heart had stopped.
Right away, I knew I had to get help.
Fellow gym teacher Brent Reese arrived and immediately started CPR. Goodgen rushed to grab an automatic external defibrillator, a device used in dire medical emergencies to jumpstart the heart. In the video, both teachers are seen desperately trying to save young Kylie.
It's amazing, the panic, and you see the situation, it's an emergency.
With the help of the defibrillator, the teachers stabilized Kylie until a first responder team arrived. She was then airlifted to Children's Medical Center.
If it wasn't for this machine and for what they did, Our daughter still may be with her today, but she wouldn't be the Kylie we know.
Doctors determined Kylie had an undetected heart condition and implanted her with a pacemaker. They say her survival is nothing short of a miracle.
Survival from somebody who collapses outside the hospital for a child is around 3%. Not very many.
But in Kylie's case, 2 heroic teachers and a machine required in Texas public schools made all the difference.
They had a hand in a miracle, and it's just thank you.
I just want to say something simple like thank you.
If that machine was in the school, my son wasn't here. So that machine saved lives.
Okay, I'm Jenny Cantu. I'm the coach at Gasolinda Elementary School there in Corpus Christi, Texas. And I'm just one person out of the 3 that attended to Emiliano that day. He had his cardiac arrest. And we opened up the defibrillator. Thank God the defibrillator talks to you. Because at this point, you know, everything's happening so fast and you're nervous. And I'm just trained in CPR 2 years before, out of a 2-hour class. I forget everything. And so the defibrillator's talking to you, telling us, well, we put on the pads on him. The defibrillator doesn't detect a heartbeat, so it tells us to stand back. So we stand back and administers a shock. And then it tells us to start compressions. So nurse starts compressions. So we're here just to tell you what you're selling it's a matter of life and death, because right here is proven that Emiliano, right here,